That's not how the Force works.
I don't care!
Put a chicken in and make her name it gay!
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
What are you talking about?
G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Prepare to start the show, R2. This is where the fun begins. Yo! G'day guys and welcome to Casual Rage 257, where we casually rage out about the topics of the week. And this week we got the third week of Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters to talk about, the box office. The cope. I really, honestly, haven't really been paying too much attention to the cope. I've just been following... and it's kind of weird too, because normally it would just come across my path, like it would just be there, and I'd just see it. But I guess their initial cope and their initial trying to fight for this thing has sort of failed. So now they're coming out and they're like, oh, we maybe a little bit quieter about it. Because now they're waiting for Starfighter, right? We can't judge it on the Mandalorian and Grogu. We got to wait for Starfighter. That'll show us what's true and what's not when it actually comes to Star Wars. How you all doing? So yeah, we got a little bit of Star Wars to talk about. We do have the Odyssey to talk about as well. We've also got Stargate. I actually want to get a little bit into the Stargate stuff, to be honest with you, because that's sort of ramping up more so from the fan side of things. I feel like Amazon are trolling a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see how we go there. What am I saying? And then I didn't really have a lot, so I thought maybe we could watch a couple of Mando reviews from a couple of people. One is, have you guys ever heard of the Escape Pod? Sort of popped up on my timeline a little bit, these two guys. They're entertaining. They're fun to watch. Some of their debates and some of their things have been really, really cool. Dude, Anthony Gaming for $2 says, how you going from North Melbourne last week? Dude, so disappointing. So disappointing. We didn't kick a goal. The last goal that we kicked was 6 minutes into the second quarter. 6 minutes into the second quarter. And then we didn't kick another goal for the rest of the game. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. And for a team where, like, 2 weeks ago before the bye, and normally we usually come out after the bye really, really strong. Sorry, guys, this is a bit of sports balls talk. But after having such a massive comeback, 42, we were 42 points down and we come back and win the game by a goal after the siren. There was some momentum there. And I don't know, there's talk about us selling the home game and stuff like this and whether or not that played a role. Or I just think, dude, a stadium doesn't bring effort from the players. We didn't, not one of our players that I saw, I didn't watch the game. I was at work while the game was on. But I saw the result, obviously, and I'm like, I am not even going anywhere near this. And I saw some highlights and I saw some bits and pieces and stuff like this. And obviously, there's been talk throughout the week. Dude, fuck that. So, yes, thank you. Thank you for bringing up North Melbourne, Anthony. I appreciate it. I appreciate the super chat, though. All right, let's see who we've got here, and we'll get into some of the shit. We got Nitrium in the house. Yes, it does look like. Does AI say that? Does it? It does look like the Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be a bigger flop than Solo. And yes, I thought it was around 100 million, but you could be right. 80 million, 80 to 100 million is the estimate of what fucking Solo lost. If we're talking 500 to 600 million for Mandalorian and Grogu just to break even, and let's say we even go at the lower end of the scale, I mean, we'll look at this. We're going to look at this, but Mando is crawling, and it still hasn't even hit 300 million yet. We're coming into its fourth weekend. It'll probably go past it because it's in the $290 million range. Again, we'll go through it. But yes, it's pretty fucking crazy. Angry Sparrow. It's all good. Thanks. We will have a good one. If you catch us on the replay, thank you. And I completely forgot about Supergirl. Supergirl won't be far behind. What, on the box office? Dude, there was a Supergirl trailer, wasn't there? When's that out? That's like out now, isn't it? Isn't it like this weekend? Hang on. Hang on a second. I have not even fucking thought about Supergirl. June 26th. No, so it's still what, 2 weeks away. So we'll watch the trailer then, huh? Let me bring up. We won't watch it right this second, but I completely forgot about it. So, and honestly, I haven't seen anything for Supergirl. Like, after seeing Supergirl in the Superman movie, like, I just didn't like it. I didn't like the portrayal of it. I didn't like the attitude. I don't know. And I don't know whether or not it's always been like that or not. I don't think it has. But yeah, we got the great Mike Hill in the chat saying hashtag save Stargate. Yes, hashtag save Stargate. Nina, full on leading the charge. Full on leading the charge. Cellshade, how you doing? Firafima. Type 7926. Hello there. GT Weber, hello. See, I would have got to you. You didn't have to super chat it. Although, you know, it was nice to get a super chat. Thank you. Hello, good people. Just came from her stream. She's still under the weather. Pray for her. Who, Anna? Did she end the stream? I was watching. Oh no, she's streaming. Is that who you were talking about? Because she's been under the weather. Poor girl. We got Butcher. How you doing, Butcher? Good to see you. Yes, hashtag save Stargate. What do you want? What do you want? Mr. Junker? You excited for the World Cup? I'm happy that Australia is in the World Cup. It's incredible that Italy isn't in the World Cup, is my understanding. I haven't really been paying that much attention to it, to be fair. I'm one of those fans that literally like, okay, I'll watch the World Cup. That's really that's all I ever really watch. Oh, dude, I'm streaming. I'm talking to the people. Just go and chill. Go. Yeah, Eric's right there. Is he in your spot? Is that what the problem is? G'day, Mr. Grant Gregory. Comes in with his 44-month member chat and says, hashtag save Stargate. Oi, Rhino. You mad Greek lad. I'm not Greek, but I'd be fucking, if I was, I'd be insulted and offended by the Odyssey. How many times you tongue a cream bum to the latest Star Wars theory video? I bet it was at least 3. Rank your top 5 or bottom 5 Stargate episodes and why they are. Dude. I think my all-time, I don't think I could give you 5, top 5 and worst 5. The episode, I hate the episode where Sam gets infected by the computer virus thing. I hate that. I hate that episode. I hate those episodes. And they really do play up the love story between, I think it's in that one as well. There's also the one where they're scanning for lies in their memories to see who the mole is that's going to kill the president or something like that. And it's either Sam or Jack, and they both get locked down. But the reason why they get locked down is because they're withholding their feelings for each other. Like those episodes, I understand why they do it, and I understand that they want this chemistry and they want this, like they basically teased us with Sam and Jack the whole time. But it was just so on the nose and it was just so cheesy and corny. I didn't like those sort of episodes. My favorite episodes would be, as I think you know, I do like the Groundhog Day episode. I just find it funny. It's nice comedic value. Basically the tail end of season 7 are some of my favorite episodes. I can't think. It's like there's one that I'm missing. It might come to me. But thank you for the 44-month member chat. And we are going to watch a Star Wars theory review because I haven't really been paying attention to the Sills or some of the fence riders and all of the different people out there. The only real people that I've been watching is some of Grizzy's videos, but they're sort of like, you know, had those 2 guys that saying that it's going to make $2 billion. I haven't really watched some of the reaction videos and stuff like that. So Season 5 had some good episodes. Oh, okay. I just thought of one of my like favorite episodes of all time is well, there's going to be spoilers for anyone that hasn't really seen it. There's got that Daniel's ascended. Jack is captured by Ball because they had to save his life by infecting him or getting him a Toker in him, and the Toker takes over. Jack is captured, and Daniel's trying to help him. That's like that. That's one of my favorite episodes. Some of my favorite episodes actually more so involve Daniel, I think, than Jack. But Jack is like my favorite. Like, I think he's everybody's favorite character, isn't he? I think he's everybody's favorite character. While seeing as we're on Stargate, let's just quickly talk about. I wasn't where I was going. Obviously had it a little bit differently planned, but we may as well get straight into it, huh? Ball, as in ball. That's just how I say it. Oh no, you're quoting Jack. Yeah. And I do like what what Richard Dean Anderson did with the character of Jack. He transformed the character from the movie version of Jack to like a much better version of Jack. Still had to deal with that family stuff, still had to deal with the stuff with his son. And we do get some I think that's in season 2, right? We get some good closure on that. And it's good because it still sort of comes up in other seasons, but it doesn't hold as much weight over Jack anymore. But also too, it's not like it's completely forgotten, but it just because it doesn't have that weight over him. How big was Stargate in the late 90s? I don't really know. My dad was a massive Stargate fan, and I watched it as well. When this was out, I would have been mid-teens, I think, somewhere around there. I was doing other things and watching a lot of this kind of stuff. But I was like paying attention, and it wasn't until like I think I was a little bit older and I just watched through. I watched up to, I think I got midway through season 8, and shit went haywire with my family anyway. So things didn't quite, and it just like I just stopped watching it. But then, like in recent times, I think I've watched through the entirety of Stargate SG-1 now. I think 4 times. I'm nearly at the end of it now. Me and my mate were on the final season of SG-1. And I never did the crossover though, because it crosses over from season 9. Is that right? The beginning of season 9 starts crossing over with Atlantis. I never did it in like timeline order in regards to watching crossover episodes. Should probably be interesting to do. But yeah, so let's talk about Stargate for a second. Stargate SG-1. Stargate, we had the announcement, and it was late last year. I think it was like October, November, somewhere around there of last year. We got the announcement then that they were going to be doing this. I think that they'd been working on it a lot longer than that. At least sort of coming up with ideas or concepts, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so it wasn't even that long ago that they actually made the announcement that they were doing Stargate. And I mentioned in my tweet, I was cautiously optimistic. The only thing that had me going and the only thing that had my excitement for this was the fact that there were people that had proven themselves in the Stargate universe involved in this project, involved in continuing the story of the Stargate universe. Now, you don't need to do the same characters. You can do some cameos, fantastic. And I'm sure, like, you know, fucking Michael Shanks, I'm sure he'd be on board to you know, appear for an episode or something like that. You know, I'm not too sure on Richard. Richard Dean Anderson, I don't know whether or not he would, and we're going to talk about some of his comments shortly. So the fact that, and I don't know the whole stuff with like management changing or people coming in, people, you know, leaving and all of this kind of thing, and who's actually like at the end of the day making these decisions. And, you know, but the decision to not do or completely cancel this, and then to also come out and tell everybody, oh, we're still probably going to do something with Stargate. We're just not going to do it with these people. This was too much for the Stargate, like the already Stargate fans. I don't know what you think you're going to get out of this show. It doesn't have a broad enough appeal. I'm sorry. Have you seen what they tried to do with Star Wars by giving it a broad appeal? Have you seen what they've done with Star Trek by trying to give it a broad appeal and making it for current audiences? Doctor Who, the list goes on. You name it. At the moment. And I think it's been proven now over time that, you know, fans become generational. You know, the parents hand these the things that they love down to their kids. They might latch on, they might not, whatever. The thing is that you're only going to get the people that already love Stargate. You've had 10 seasons of Stargate SG-1. You've got, what, 5 seasons of Atlantis, I think it is, and 3 seasons of Universe, something like that, or even 5 seasons of Universe. 3 movies. If you're not a Stargate fan, I don't think you're going to be a Stargate fan. The only fans that there's a possibility that you may get that you don't already have are the fans of Star Wars and Star Trek and Doctor Who that never really gave Stargate a chance because they were too invested in what they already loved. And it was like, yeah, okay, it might be kind of cool. It might be cheesy. They might have thought it was cheesy or whatever the case may be. But now let's say a new series comes out, written by the same people that did episodes in Stargate SG-1, did seasons of work. You got people that are involved, that have been involved in Stargate before, and they come out and they do an amazing job. They do a season. I don't know how they were going to do a season of 10 episodes or whatever it was that they were going to do when they're so used to doing seasons of 24 episodes a season. But let's say they do 10 episodes and they smash it out of the park. And all the Stargate fans are like, this is incredible. This is great. This is fantastic. The word of mouth gets around to those fans that have been disenfranchised by their franchise, by their favorite thing, by Stargate, by Doctor Who, by Star Wars. What did I say first? I can't remember. Star Trek. All of these things. Oh, and then they finally have something where, like, okay, they give this series a chance, right? And then they go back and they watch Stargate SG-1. Because that first season, it's not the easiest season to get through. Let's be real. Television was very different back in the day. There's a fair bit of filler in there in that first episode, building on the characters. But to get rid of this thing, to decide to cancel this, when they've already put in, I heard that they were in the writer's room for 22 weeks or something like that. 22 weeks or something, 20 plus weeks, let's just say that, in the writer's room, working on this fucking project. And the result and the reason for the cancellation is because it is too Stargatey. What do you want out of Stargate? They want to turn it into another fucking platform. You know, I don't know. I just had a thought pop into my head. Maybe they think that Stargate is a little too problematic. Think about it for a second. A lot of the Jafar, and I'm coming at this from a fucking leftist, woke, fucking stupid, retarded, this is the world that we live in now kind of narrative here. Most of the Jafar are black. The Jafar were slaves. They also, even after they find their freedom, have a conflict within themselves, which basically almost, I think even Tilk mentions that we can't be ourselves. We've been so used to basically being enslaved that we need to just continue being enslaved. I think that's when the Ori come or something. Make Ellen Page Jafar. Yeah, do it. Maybe Stargate is already too problematic because, see, the thing is when Stargate was being made, people weren't pussies. So you could do things that right now are viewed as, you know, pushing the edge, pushing the line. You know, oh, Jack in the episode, in the Groundhog Day fucking episode, he fucking resigns. And then as soon as he hands in his resignation, he grabs Sam and starts necking her, making out. Oh, he did not ask consent. That's rape. Like, think about it. And this is the thing. When you've got that, and the entire show was filled with like little innuendos here and this and that. It wasn't like massively pushed or thrown in your face, or at least you didn't recognize it that way. It seemed completely natural as a part of the fucking as a part of the fucking episode. I think there's even a MacGyver reference in one of the episodes. I know there is in the bloopers, but like actually in an episode, there's a MacGyver reference. These things are what makes like Stargate actually quite unique, because it is so implanted in the real world. And the possibilities of what the Stargate does, what the technological advances become. Was it actually in the pilot episode? Was it in that first episode? I thought it was referenced later on. There you go. There you go. Have you seen the blooper with Sam and Jack stuck in Antarctica, where the second gate was? And she's like, you can't like MacGyver some shit together. I can't. I'll have to find it. Where is it? How do you spell? Oh, there we go. Yeah, this bit. Hold on. Let me drag this over real quick. It's funny. I think it's funny. Let's see.
You spent 7 years on MacGyver and you can't figure this one out? We got belt buckles and shoelaces and a piece of gum. Build a nuclear reactor, for crying out loud. You used to be MacGyver, McGadget, McGimmick. Now you're Mr. McUseless. Dear God. I'm stuck on a glacier with MacGyver.
Dude, you watch some of the bloopers and I reckon they had so much fun. And that's the other thing too. Like you watch some of the behind the scenes stuff of some productions these days. I couldn't imagine what it would be like doing like behind the scenes of like the Mandalorian and Grogu. So this is I don't know. Is what do you think? Is Amazon actually trolling with this? If you could spend summer in any TV show universe, where would it be? Where would you do? Where would you go? God, I'm fucking retarded. Everyone's just, Stargate, Stargate, Stargate. They're making a big mistake. They're making a big mistake. And this is where, like, if they don't bring this show back, if they don't actually bring this show back and reinstate like Martin, I can't remember, Martin, Brad, the three guys that I know that have worked on it before. If they don't do that and then they move forward with something else, Stargate is dead on arrival. The new Stargate show is dead on arrival. No one will accept it. No one will accept it. So this is where I was sort of saying in my tweet to Amazon, you've got two options here. You either reinstate this series with the people that are involved in it and you do it, or you never touch Stargate ever again. They're going to do something fucking stupid with it, aren't they? They're going to do something really fucking stupid with it, aren't they? Pay your dues. That's right. How you doing, Laughing Man? Good to see you, brother. Let's go on to what Richard Dean Anderson had to say. This is prior. I think this is prior. Let's see. Richard Dean Anderson, who played Colonel Jack O'Neill across 8 seasons of Stargate SG-1, speaking at a fan convention in France just days before Amazon cancelled the revival. Sorry. Again, dyslexia people. It's fucking fucked up. It could be worse though. Yeah, so this is what he had to say. The new producers, the new owners want to have their own entry with that franchise name attached to it. So they'll have all new characters. So they'll have all new characters. They haven't asked me to be a part of it, and I'm glad they're not putting me on the spot to make it awkward to say probably no. I'm the old guy. Now, okay. There's a couple of things with this. So this is just days before they cancelled it, apparently. When they first cancelled it, I was kind of like, I was impartial to the fact that they cancelled it. I was excited for them to do something new with the people that were involved in it. The fact that they cancelled it, I was like, okay, maybe it is a good thing. Maybe it is a blessing in disguise to not actually have them touch Stargate. The problem is that then when they come out and then they say, oh, we're not going to do it with these people because it's too much like Stargate and it's too niche for the Stargate fans, but we're going to do something maybe in the future with some other people. It just won't have these people involved. That's when it's like, okay, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you actually talking about? Good day, Sula Felix. How you doing? What are you actually talking about? So to me, there was a little bit of an element of, okay, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. And John Platt, I see you too. But then like they say that, I'm like, okay, that's obviously the wrong move. That's obviously the wrong thing to do. But then for him to also say no, like, I'm glad they sort of haven't asked me to put me in the awkward position to say no. I think it would be a completely different situation if it had people that were involved in it approaching him. You had Martin approaching Richard, approaching him and saying, okay, we're doing a new series. It's a continuation of the story. It's a continuation of the universe. Yes, you have evolved out of the story. He's already been evolved out of the story, and it's been completely fine. It's been successful, not as successful without him there. I'll grant that, but it's still been good, and it's still been kept alive by the fans, and it's still beloved, and a lot of it. There's not too many things out there. It's not like people say, "Oh, universe is completely shit." That whole series is just, could not count that. Everything to everybody is a part of it, despite the fact that there might be stuff in there that people don't like necessarily. But if he was to be approached by one of these people and they were to say, okay, we only need you for like half an episode. You're going to be in and out of this episode. You're going to be a good important part of the episode. We've written you a good, bit of a comeback, but it's just basically an entry and an exit within one episode of this new, and you do your cameo. Because in something like Stargate, if you're going to do it right, you can do cameos well. Are you telling me that they wouldn't want to bring back Sam for an episode, or Sam and Jack in an episode? Bring back Teal'c in an episode, and they're just all older. And you've got the justification for Teal'c because he's got the Tritonin. The symbiote's not keeping him youthful as long anymore, so he can get older. You've got Daniel. I'm sure Michael Shanks, I was about to say. Michael Shanks would actually be there for an episode, but you don't make them the like the most important part of the episode. If you're going to do it the way that you've got to do it is you're going to have to introduce your new characters in, let's say you've only got fucking 10 episodes, well, you're going to have to, it's going to be a bit of a slow build. Whereas if you had actually 20 episodes, you could actually it would actually probably be a little bit better. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Your first 5 episodes, you're going to be introducing your new characters. Now, do you do your cameos in your first 5 episodes, or do you do your cameos in your tail end? I don't know. But as long as the story's being told well, as long as you do the cameos well, and there's importance behind them and there's meaning behind them, good. Good. Hey, Melissa, how you doing? Now they're tweeting what's the best decade for movies. Probably the 90s. Maybe the early 2000s, but I'd still probably say the 90s for me. Amazon, what are you doing? Like, seriously, what are you doing with this? You reckon the 80s? I'd have to really look into it because I tell you what, there'd be some things that I reckon would be in the 90s that are probably in the early 2000s. And I think that there's obviously a big shift in like effects and stuff like that. I was one of them. But apparently they're not just going to fucking cancel it. They're going to lose a lot of the fans, and we've all seen this before. We've all seen this before. That's basically all I really had for Stargate. If you are a Stargate fan, keep tweeting out there. There are petitions out there. I clicked on it and it came up with a warning. So I just didn't go any further with that. So, but there are petitions out there and everything. You can sign those. I don't know how much they actually do. You know, that I don't know if they're doing billboards and this kind of thing. I think just voicing your opinion on Twitter or on X or on whatever social media platform you wish to is suitable enough. And I think it still gives the same message as doing like a billboard or a plane flyover and stuff like this. I see the Disney shills doing that, and I think that it's pathetic when they do it. I don't know, because I don't think it does anything. You know, when they did that New York billboard of fucking the Save Ben Solo or whatever, Save the Hunt for Ben Solo. Ghostbusters and Back to the Future, are they 80s or 90s? I think they're 90s, right? They're 90s. Surely they're 90s. Hey, P-dubs. So, keep tweeting. Stargate, hashtag save Stargate. It's 80s. There you go. Hashtag save Stargate. Hashtag save Stargate. Just like, you know, I don't know how long this can go on and this can last for. I don't know how long, you know, I mean, people are talking about, oh, we haven't had a response. The fans, they're just trolling the fans now. They're not responding to the fans. First of all, I can't guarantee that they are trolling the fans. There are some posts out there, like we showed, that they are sort of trolling out there. At the same time, we can't really prove that they are, but they're not responding to the fans. Now, this is the thing in regards to that whole thing. They've announced that they're canceling it. They don't need to respond. It's a bad look, but they don't need to respond. '85 and Ghostbusters is 84. So they're not even close to the 90s. I'm just retarded. There's some good movies in the 90s, though. It's a hard question to answer. Let's be real. Which decade is the best decade for movies? Even if you say it's the 80s, you can't deny that there are some fantastic and great movies in the 90s or even in the early 2000s. Let's talk a little bit about Mandalorian and Grogu, shall we? And what a disaster this fucking movie is for Star Wars, for Disney Star Wars. Let's be real. The Mandalorian and Grogu crashes and burns in disastrous third weekend box office. Loses, to YouTube series Fathom event. I don't even know what the Fathom event thing was. I'm just more curious. I'm just more interested in the box office. I know that didn't a third YouTuber movie come in and like overtake it? No. Well, not based on this. Not based on this. So this I don't know why. This is the first time I'm using this website. It won't let me go past the 9th. Let me take this off because then you can actually see. Whoa, it's so bright. No, we're doing the only reason why I thought that was because you see the colors of the percentages. And if you go back, it's so funny. The Mandalorian and Grogu from the 7th. So what was the 7th? Sunday. Where is it? The Mandalorian and Grogu made $3 million on the Sunday. Then it made $1 million on the Monday with a 66% drop. And then it made on the Tuesday, it went up by 43%, but it only made 1.5 million. Well, for a second then, I kind of viewed that as one big number. And I thought, hang on, it hasn't even gotten close to 450 million. This is what I don't understand. Oh, this is just domestic. Okay. Now it's all starting to sort of make sense to me a little bit more now. So this is as far back as I can go here. Scary Movie, been released for 5 days. And again, you got to remember, this is in the middle of the week too. Obsession is still right up there. I actually kind of can't believe what this movie is doing. And I've seen clips of it. It's not my kind of movie. I'm not a big horror person. And it's not like I just don't enjoy the movie. Some are okay, like some thrillers more so than horrors. Backrooms, just under 4.5 million. Masters of the Universe, just over 3 million. And then The Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, this is the thing. Yes, you want to say 19 days compared to 5 days and 5 days. But then you do have these two, 26 days, which has been in there longer, and 12 days, which has been in there, a week less. But just going to the world, actually, I just want to, if I just type in, oops, no, that was right. Oh, let's get rid of the O. It's slightly different, but I guess it doesn't really matter. 150 million domestically, and then 137 million worldwide, like the rest of the world internationally. I just want to check something actually. Well, why does it do that? Yeah, this is the thing. Like, I would have thought that the international should be a bigger number than the domestic. Now, when you look at that, I mean, look, it made $1 billion basically domestically and $1 billion internationally, which, you know, again, we got to look at the numbers of The Force Awakens from the lens of what Star Wars, how healthy Star Wars was in 2015, obviously. But yeah, just looking at, I would have thought that the international number should be more. But this is the thing. Like I said, we're coming into its 4th weekend now, and this thing is crawling to like 300 million. And I don't think it's going to get any. I don't know if this thing's even going to hit 350 million. Let's just look at the last. Let's look at the last weekend. So on the Sunday, it was in 6th spot. Is this? I don't know. Is that that third YouTuber? Anyway, 3 million. What did it make on the Saturday? 4 million. And then on the Friday, 2.5 million. This is the thing though, too, you've got to remember, is we talked about it last week. The SEALs out there are going and watching this movie like some are talking about going and seeing it for the 5th time. I mean, you've got Jacob out there who won't take his fake wife, but will take his mum, his grandma, and his like dad and whatever, all on separate occasions as well. So he's getting an additional ticket, and then, you know, the mum's getting one, like she wanted to go and see the Mandalorian and Grogu. Like your grandma was interested in the Mandalorian and Grogu. So, and then look, to an extent, I agree with Melvin. Good day, Midnight. I agree with Melvin in the sense that, yeah, okay, there were a fair few people that went to this movie opening night to do their reviews or whatever the case may be. And like they knew that there was going to be shit, you know, but they, imagine if they didn't contribute to the box office. This is the thing. I don't know how much of a difference that would make. It's hard to say. How many people went and actually saw this that knew that it was going to be shit? There's not too many. Yes, there are. I was about to say there's not too many YouTubers. It's fucking a lot now, isn't there? It's like the new fucking industry that's really tough to break into. Obi-Wan Cannoli for 5 says, save Stargate, ? No, because they'll turn it into Stargate. I get it. And I was like, when they first announced it, I mentioned it when we talked about Stargate. I've already sort of had that chat. If you're just coming in now, we spoke about that basically for the first bit of the stream. I was very, very, very cautiously optimistic, and the only thing that had my excitement was the fact that there were people involved that have been involved in Stargate, people that have proven that they understand the universe. The fact that Amazon are coming out and saying that we still want to do something with Stargate, but not with these people, that's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. Just tuning in, thank you. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. So it's a tough, because when they first announced the cancellation, I was like, yes, good, blessing in disguise, I think. But then I was fine with them doing it with the people that were involved in it. The fact that they've come out now and they've said that they're still wanting to do something with Stargate, but just not with them because this is too much like Stargate. Fucking big mistake. Big fucking mistake. Big mistake. So the worldwide box office, 300 million for fucking a Star Wars movie. It ain't going anywhere. It ain't doing anything. Seeing the Mandalorian and Grogu makes me wonder what that cancelled Mando game from Respawn would have been. I didn't even know that there was an actual Mando game happening. I know that there's that racing game that they're coming out with in the Star Wars, basically speeders and speeder bikes and pods and all different shit. It's going to be interesting to see how that does. Because, see, the thing is that it's just a racing game in the Star Wars universe. People don't give a fuck about Star Wars anymore. I think you'll find that there will be people that will buy it. I just don't know whether or not it'll do all that well. Star Wars has imploded. It has killed itself. Kathleen Kennedy killed it alongside Dave Filoni, and Jon Favreau is culpable too. Pablo Hidalgo, basically the entire story group, everybody at Lucasfilm has failed. You've failed. And I don't think any form of, we've got to wait for Starfighter to come out before we get a true indication of where Star Wars is at. No, we don't. No, we don't. Hey, Mr. Bantham. No, we don't. We don't need the next Ahsoka television series to know where Star Wars is at. We know where Star Wars is at. You brought Thrawn in. You cucked him. You completely destroyed him. A completely unintelligent, retarded writer and person in Dave Filoni can't write an intelligent character like Grand Admiral Thrawn. He just can't. Because the stupidity comes through and he tries to play it off as intelligence. I mean, every time we mention it, every single time we mention it, we've almost got to play the clip, don't we?
You'd better put a chick in it. Put a chick in it. And make it fucking gay as fuck.
Going somewhere?
Lame!
Put her on a path of her own choosing, so that no matter which direction she takes, we'll always be one step ahead of her. What?
That is so lame!
Now, there's one more thing that I will actually bring up before we move on from, because honestly, the only other thing that we got Star Wars related is Seal of the Week. So, the one thing that I'll say is that we're coming into its 4th week, a month that this movie's been out in theaters, and not that there was any hype really to begin with. No, there's nothing now. Like, nobody's talking about it. Nobody gives a fuck about it. Everybody, all the YouTubers, all the reviewers, everybody's done their fucking shit, right? And everybody's moved on. It's on to the next thing. Supergirl's next. And this is the crazy thing too about this, is that not that it really had a massive amount of competition beforehand, but it had a little bit. The amount of this thing isn't. I mean, it's obvious that this thing is crawling and it's not going to make any fucking money. But the cope. I mean, we're going to watch some reviews, so we'll see. I haven't watched either of these 2 reviews. I'm curious to see how they go with it. Fucking season 2 of Ahsoka, man. This is very true. Obi-Wan Kenobi for $2 says, we already have a Star Wars racing game. It came out in 1999. Yes, we do. That's the pod racing game, isn't it? That was so much fun. That was so much fun. Let's see. So let's be real. Star Wars truly is, well, Disney Star Wars truly is dead. Disney killed the hype behind the Star Wars franchise for the broader audience, the normies, and the bigger, wider world, and what it culturally means. Its cultural value is now nothing, basically. Star Wars, I think, can still be alive and well in regards to the sense of George Lucas Star Wars, the 6 movies. You can remove the Clone Wars, completely take that out, despite what anybody wants to say. I don't give a fuck. You can take it out. The movies and the expanded universe. And that's Star Wars. That is true. You want to get a true experience and true feel and everything of what Star Wars is, what it's supposed to mean, what it's supposed to give you as the audience and or as the reader. That's what you get. That's what you go through to get real and true Star Wars. G'day, Geordie. How you doing? Anthony Gaming 6770 for 5 says the only video game from form for the 3 Star Wars game Cal Kestis. Sorry, hold on. The only video games for the 3 Star Wars game Cal Kestis, and that's it. The story is finished after that. Are you saying that the only games that are good are the Cal Kestis ones? And 3 Star Wars games? There's only 2 that Cal Kestis is in. Sorry, I'm a little confused by Super Chat, Anthony. Thank you for the Super Chat, but I am a little confused by it. The gameplay in both Cal Kestis games are fun. I'm not going to deny that it's the gameplay and the controls are really fun, but the story, especially in that second one, is absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. I mean, people want to criticize the people want to criticize Starkiller. I think the story in those games are way better than the story in the Cal Kestis games. But the gameplay's enjoyable. But the gameplay's enjoyable in fucking why am I blanking? Unleashed. Fuck. I'm like, it starts with a U. What the fuck? Why am I blanking on the name? First Fallen Order was good. G'day, Soul Assassin. How you doing? I thought the premise of the story was definitely better than the first story. Sorry, the second one. But I hated the end. I hated spoilers if you haven't played it. I hated the fact that he destroys the holocron. I think that's a bad idea. Anyway, just my thoughts on it. And basically, you go through this whole mission. Yes, you do keep it out of the hands of any enemies or anyone that wants to get fucking the addresses of all the Force users or all the people that have Force abilities from the holocron. And I don't know how that holocron exists. No. Is that I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know how that holocron exists after the Purge, after Order 66, but does that holocron just self-update, and every time a new Force wielder or Force, potential Metachlorians, whatever, sends a signal to this holocron, and then it registers at this person. So that's how the Jedi found all that. Like, I don't. It's really strange. It's Disney canon. It's Disney Star Wars. Let's be real. So anyway, I didn't like it. Would he have actually escaped Vader? That's another thing too. They bring Vader in as like your cameo. Yeah, basically, that's the only thing that sort of can keep anything afloat is by bringing like a Vader in or something like that. But the more that they bring Vader in, just like in this mall show that they just did, the more that they bring Vader in, the more they destroy him as a character, make him less menacing because everybody always gets away from him. The circumstances just happen to go that way. But, you know, Vader doesn't have any contingency plans or anything like that just in case, even though his foresight and his force abilities should give him the ability to block off any fucking avenues of any possible fucking contingencies he needs. It's stupid. I'm sorry. Like, anything that they do in Disney Star Wars, as soon as you start thinking about it, whether it be in the video games or fucking in the shows or in the movies or whatever, as soon as you start thinking about it, and especially start thinking about it within the universe and within the laws and the rules of the Star Wars universe, it just starts falling apart. You start seeing the destruction or the lesser that they do to the fucking legacy characters, the more that they bring them into their fucking retarded universe. Anthony Gaming for 5 says, after the third Star Wars Jedi game, Cal Kestis, they will destroy his character in live action form. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, I see. Yeah, yes. Yes, they probably will. Thank you. It's just, I'm so over Star Wars, really. Let's, like, apathy truly has set in for this franchise for a lot of people. I don't think there's a lot of necessarily anger anymore. People are just like, fuck this. Like, okay, we've seen what you've done for over a decade now with this franchise. And the more and more that you do, the less and less Star Wars it is, the less and less Star Wars it feels. Yeah. You fucked it. You fucked it. Mekator, how you doing? 21 months. You see Louise Julie seal clap for Zero Company? No. Is there some sort of clip we can watch or something? Again, like I sort of said, I've not really been paying all that much attention. G'day, Mudcrab. Yeah, I haven't been paying all that much attention to it. Star Wars is 6 films and a lot of good books. Nothing more, nothing less. I agree. I agree. So Louise Julie is seal clapping. We're going to see some seal clappers, I'm sure. If there's some sort of clip, DM it to me or something where I can see what you're referencing. All right, let's talk quickly about the Odyssey a little bit. Mr. Green Gregory asked me that earlier. From season 1 to season 4. I already sort of answered the question to the best of my ability. It's on her YouTube channel. Oh no. Fuck my algorithm. Actually, we're not going to talk about the Odyssey just yet. I forgot about the Supergirl trailer. It's been out for a week. I haven't even seen it. Is her channel just Louise Julie? Star Wars Zero Company. I'm so tapped out. What is Zero Company? There's a trailer for this. What? What is this? All right, promo code pillow, you got me. Yeah, and we were about to go into it, but now you've piqued my interest into something else. Why did I have no idea what this is? Do we watch Louise Julie's reaction or do we watch just the trailer? 7 minutes compared to what, like 2 minutes at most? I don't want to watch Louise Julie. Fuck this bitch. These people annoy me with their fakeness.
Next up is a brand new game from BitReactor, a studio formed.
Let's go!
Oh, shut up.
Let's go!
Oh, shut up.
This is Star Wars.
Let's go!
Oh my God, no. No, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. Just no. We'll watch just the trailer or whatever fucking... No. Ugh. I don't know how people like Grizzy, honestly. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. No. Black Cane. Oh. Zero. Company. What the fuck? I have no idea. Watch it. I'm not watching it. I can't. Let's go. Let's go. Like, fuck off. Fuck off. Seriously, no. No. I refuse.
You want to fight?
Intelligence was just briefed on reports of a separatist fleet massing in the Serralona system.
Then we need to make our move.
You got someone?
Zero Company.
You still got it, old man.
Is it
What do
canon?
you got for me, Bennick?
We're at Silius. Coyle's been spotted meeting with local gangsters. Get down there, find out what they're up to. But please, do it quietly.
Griff. My team's got a contract.
I don't like the gameplay. I don't like that form of gameplay.
She's at the center of it all.
All right, let's get a team together. I worked in.
I'm not in it for the credit.
There we go. He was a good operator. He knew the risks.
The circle must be closed.
Yeah, okay. Like X1.
We work with all kinds of folks. Ex-separatists, ex-noble, ex-cons, and we're better for it. We're almost there. We just gotta finish this job.
General Skywalker.
I don't care. I don't care. I mean, after what they did with that fucking, what was that video game that fucking was an absolute mess? It was like a female Han Solo kind of fucking thing. This is the thing. Nothing that anybody is doing with Star Wars right now. Outlaws, thank you guys. Whether it be video games, books, fucking movies, shows, whatever it is, they have not given me anything for me to give them any faith. And in saying that, for me to give them any money. Now, I did see somebody in the chat earlier. Yeah, I wish I cared too. I really do. Honestly, I wish I fucking cared. Where was the comment? Who was it? John Platt says, "Good man. Glad to know you have principles. Which involves not watching Disney Star Wars Shill's reaction videos." Well, don't speak too soon because we are watching a couple of people's reviews to see what they have to say. We do sometimes watch it. It's just with something like that, and then Mekator, do it. I should get that clip actually. We also had. Hang on a second. Did I miss? Hang on. Let me go there. It's easier. Midnight. What is that? 7. It took me a second to do my Roman numerals. Midnight 7 for $5 says, I'm worried about KOTOR. The Old Republic timeline. It's probably the only piece of Star Wars Disney hasn't ruined yet. KOTOR depends on Casey Hudson. There's been obviously a little bit of them talking about, yes, we are doing the Old Republic, right? They were doing the Old Republic video game and then they're not doing it. I don't know where all of that is at the moment, but the only thing that I can really say now is if you wish to restore your love for Star Wars, you've got to stop watching Disney Star Wars and you've got to stop playing Disney Star Wars games and everything. Like, for example, if they were to do a new KOTOR video game and you love the game KOTOR, I would be, if I was in that position, I would be one of those people that I wouldn't play it. I would wait for somebody to play it, despite the fact that I would suggest that they don't play it. But the person who played it, I would need them, like somebody that I trust, to tell me that it's good enough to actually play it, to actually spend my money and give them my money and play it. Like I said, the gameplay, yes, was kind of fun in Fallen Order and Survivor. But that's the extent of it. The story sucked in both games, I think. And then you've got Outlaws, which was an absolute mess. I don't know. Have they really done any other games? Oh, they did that Luke story in the fucking Battlefront. I always get Battlefront and Battlefield mixed up. Whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about. Hang on a second. Mike Hill for $5 says Masters of the Universe Teela actress said she was impressed by Daisy Ridley's Rey Palpatine. Did she really? It's fake. It's fake because I don't know what was the question that was prompted to bring that up. I'm curious. I'm actually really curious. Thanks, Mike. And Derek Lopez comes in with $2 and says, reading EU books is more rewarding than Disney slop, which is very true. After it's so funny. After reviewing on Bane of the Shills last week, the Rise of Palpatine, the Rise of Vader. The Rise of Darth Vader. It's so funny that I just did that. The Rise of Darth Vader, I started reading it again. And this is, like I said, I've read the book like at least 10 times. I'm reading it again because it's so fucking good. So fucking good. Cellshade comes in with 13 months and says, you should get the Catan fake spit take from Melvin. What did Carl Catan say now? Carl Catan here? What did Carl Catan say now? Again, the only place that I get, like, I watched some of Melvin's stream, the re-watch of that, because, again, he streams while I'm at work most of the time. I just started the Dark Lord trilogy. Revenge of the Sith novel is so much better than the prequels. It is. It really is. Thing that I love in Revenge of the Sith and both Rise of Darth Vader is Anakin's inner monologue and Vader's inner monologue. It's so good. It's so good. And these people fucking know, like, it's, yeah. Timothy Zahn, you're a fucking sellout. Sellout bitch. All right, let's watch this trailer, shall we? The Supergirl trailer. It's been out for 7 days. I had no idea. Well, I did know that the trailer was out, but I didn't care enough to actually watch it. Oh my goodness. Oh no, hang on. This is on One Media. Let me just go back for a second. I want to see the actual ratio. That's the one we want to watch, right? Yeah, because that's from 5. No, that's 2 months ago. Where's their one from? That's Warner Brothers India. I don't want Warner Brothers India. I just want, is it this one? No, that's 2 weeks ago. They don't start the same. Why are Warner Brothers not fucking... That's 5 months ago. That's not the right trailer. All right, I don't care. The right trailer.
Here's the thing. My cousin and I have very different ideas about what it means to be a hero. He sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
The brigands brought destruction.
God, I just don't feel anything anymore when I fucking...
Every corner of the universe, the galaxy, must be defended.
You cannot give up on me.
Oh no. John Wick, you killed my dog. You injured my dog. Now I'm gonna fucking get revenge. Where he is this the girl?
Now it's a party.
Oh, that might be a problem.
I know it's pretty colorful, but that's just so everyone knows we're good.
Call me, for your lovers, alibi.
I'm going to tell you something. Only one of you is going to make it out alive.
What's the best saving the dog? All of this for the dog.
We haven't been formally introduced.
Yeah. Looks gay. And honestly, yeah, lame. Lame. I just don't feel anything for this shit anymore. What are we really doing this? Are we really just saving the dog? Only one of you will live. You or the dog, you decide. What the fuck are we doing? What's happened to fucking creativity and entertainment? What's happened to the ability to have somebody escape their real world issues and problems for 2 hours, just get a nice, good enjoyment, fucking action movie, or fucking a good laugh in a good comedy, bit of action as well, maybe a drama if you're into that, a bit of a thriller. Fucking those genre things don't exist anymore. You know what it is now that's in activism. The genre across the board is like the message. And in this trailer, I know that there was a lot of talk and that apparently like they shifted it a little bit because it was being so heavily fucking woke in everything that they were fucking doing and talking about and all of this kind of thing. That's my understanding. That's what I've sort of heard along the grapevine. Fucking no amount of shifting on this is going to fucking change what people have already said, what people have already done, people's perceptions of what they've already seen based on what you've put out and what you've said. Crazy. Fucking crazy. And that just brings me straight into actually the Odyssey. You know, I still find it very curious why we don't know. We know who everybody is cast as. Every single person we know who's cast as, except for Elliot fucking Page. What is it? Is it such a fucking spoiler that we can't actually fucking announce it with everybody else? It's interesting, isn't it? But like these are fucking. You got that Nwango fucking chick. Hang on. Oh, did they have her play Cleopatra? Or what is this? Did I grab a shitty fucking thing? I don't know. But she's playing Helen of Troy. You got Zendaya playing Athena. No wonder the Greeks are pissed off. Like, no wonder the Greeks are fucking pissed off. You got photo shoots like this going on. Matt Damon trying to do his best faggot. Fucking, he can already do a good job of it. He reminds me of that fucking singer. What's his fucking name? That all the girls love, that turns out that he just loves, like, I don't know, dressing up like a fucking freak. They must look like the same person, I got to admit. Harry Styles, that's who I was thinking of. Harry Styles and this fucking idiot, they look the same. They look like the same fucking person. I just realized like how fucked I was in saying that. So is she playing two roles? I don't understand what I'm looking at. Matt Damon trying to do again his best gay impersonation. Like, now I know that this was sort of separate, but like, aren't they still promoting the Odyssey? Aren't they still promoting the Odyssey? This is going to be some of the gayest shit. What was this? That was House of the Dragon. I was looking forward to this. I think I remember, like, at the tail end of last year or the beginning of this year, I remember I was streaming with a few people and I got asked what I was looking forward to most this year. And what I was at the time looking forward to was the Odyssey. And the more and more and more that we've gotten from this, mainly because it's the Odyssey, the story of the Odyssey, and you've got Christopher Nolan involved. So she's Helen's sister. What were they? Identical twins. Is it so they could give her double the paycheck? I did see that, yeah. Yeah, no, I know that they weren't twins, identical twins. It's just everything that keeps coming out of this fucking story just makes things worse and worse. And I don't think, like, I'll always give Nolan credit for things like, you know, Interstellar and stuff like that. He's good at what he has been able to do. But this, I feel like something like this is going to affect his legacy on a bigger scale than people would like to admit. It's a fucking disaster. And people are saying, like, oh, I don't think this movie will bomb. I don't think this movie will actually flop or anything like that. It'll still make money, but it'll be a bad movie. I'm not so sure. People aren't necessarily, especially some of the normie moviegoers and stuff out there, people out there, like, how many Greeks do you reckon are going to go and see this based on if they've heard anything about it? I don't know. I don't know. People are steering away from sort of the Hollywood blockbuster, so to speak. And I mean, look, we went through it before with some of those YouTuber movies out there. Now, yeah, okay, that it might just be a coincidence or whatever the case may be, but I could make the argument that people are like, okay, Hollywood don't want me as a customer. They're fucking just doing their activism shit through all their entertainment. It's a platform for them, not an entertainment. Like, they don't view it as entertainment. They view it as a platform for activism. So these people are now actually taking over and they're actually just telling decent stories. Maybe I'll just go and see that. No, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, the audiences now, you got to remember, like, as much as some of us might pay attention so much on what's actually going on within the culture war, within Hollywood, within media, within, like, you know, we pay attention, we stream, we do videos, all of that kind of thing. And then there's the audience, the people that actually like to pay attention and like to, you know, you might not do videos or anything like that yourself, but you actually are paying attention to what's actually going on. I feel like the people that haven't been paying attention can't ignore it anymore. I got friends that literally don't give a fuck about stuff that I talk about and the things that we talk about here on streams and talk about in videos and all of this kind of thing. And they still now bring up, like, mate, what the fuck is going on? Why did they bring this person into this fucking show or this whatever? You mention it to them. Just say, say it to the next normie that you come across, not just randomly in the street, but the next person that you're having a conversation with that you realize is kind of like a normie, let's say moviegoer, does enjoy obviously entertainment. Who doesn't? But, like, you know, doesn't pay attention like we kind of do, and just ask them, have you seen the movie Troy? And they say yes. And you go, you know the character Helen of Troy? And they're like, yes. Like, you know, she was very beautiful, white, blonde hair, you know, gorgeous. Yep. You know, Christopher Nolan. Oh, yeah, you know, Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan, he does great movies and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, you know, he's doing the Odyssey. Just like continuation of the story and fucking, oh, that's going to be fucking fantastic. Yeah, you know, he cast a black woman as Helen of Troy. What? That's like, you know, I was mentioning it to my boss at work. I'm like, dude, you know, Christopher Nolan, he's decided to cast fucking no Greeks and fucking all these fucking diverse cast of people to be in the Odyssey. He had no idea. But, you know, they'll see it. The people that'll have no idea, that'll just go and see the Odyssey because it's Christopher Nolan, it's the Odyssey story, walk into the movie, watch it, walk out being like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Yeah. So good luck to you, Nolan. I don't think that, like, it's personally, I think the audience is so done that I don't think it's going to do as well as people think that it's going to do. Watch Toy Story 5 make more money? Well, see, that's the thing, though, Prime David, is that things like that wouldn't surprise me, though. You know, it wouldn't surprise me at all with something like Toy Story 5. The thing is like, okay, if the Odyssey makes, let's say, $1 billion and Toy Story 5 makes $1.5 billion just because it made more money, yeah, to me, that's 6 one, half dozen of the other. But if the Odyssey makes 300 million and fucking Toy Story 5 makes 1.5 billion, you know, we're talking different kettle of fish altogether. And I don't even know how to predict this movie. I've never been a massive sort of box office sort of watcher and all of that sort of thing. I've been paying more attention to the Star Wars stuff, if anything, more than anything else. I don't even know. Like, I know people are still saying around the $750 million range. I just don't think the word of mouth is going to carry this thing. In fact, I think word of mouth is going to destroy this thing. I think word of mouth is going to destroy this thing. I completely agree with you, Melissa. Odyssey, if done right, is a $2 billion movie, and I don't disagree at all. You know, even Troy was fucking like not received all that well early days of that. And I think people just, it's why fucking Brad Pitt just phoned it in for that. But the phone in fucking suited the character. It was kind of perfect. My understanding is that he owed the studio a movie because he walked away from doing another movie that he was supposed to do. So he was forced to do Troy, or he wasn't forced to do Troy. They basically said, "What do you want to do then? You owe us a movie." And he goes, "I'll do Troy." And apparently, he just phoned it in. And phoned in one of the best performances of his career. Troy was a good movie. It was. I still think Gladiator's a better movie, though. They came out around the same time, didn't they? Gladiator's a 10 out of 10 movie for me. I've got... Oh, no. I got Troy. I was never a massive Eric Bana fan, though. Despite him being Australian. I always thought he was, like... I could see through his performances as an American, being an Australian, being that it almost like I could see his try-hardness not to be Australian. Where I noticed it the most, I gotta say, and it's one of my favorite movies, Black Hawk Down. And The Hulk. Glad to catch the stream. Well, good, Angry Sparrow? Saw you in here earlier. 4K of Troy coming from Arrow. Ooh. He was great in Chopper. That's true, but that's an Australian fucking... Yeah. Yeah, no, I liked him in Chopper. I liked him as Porter. Do you remember Porter? Next week's episode, I'm going to teach you how to make a six-pack, and he pulled out a six-pack of beer. Fucking Chopper. I mean, Porter. Derek Lopez for $2 says Achilles was a strong man, not a twig to snap. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's obviously the rumor is out there that Elliot Page is playing Achilles. Nothing's been confirmed. I don't know what the go is with this Elliot Page casting. Like I said, we know who everybody's playing except for fucking that one casting. And we don't have a casting for who fucking is playing Achilles. Now, I was sort of half thinking that, okay, maybe they're not actually announcing who Achilles is being played by. And imagine if they actually did get Brad Pitt. But if they actually did get Brad Pitt, surely they'd be using that. They'd have to use it. It's the only way that they could get, oh, that's when they were, okay. Gladiator was 4 years before. I thought they were closer than that. But it's funny how movies like those sort of kind of movies come out around the same time. You know, you had Deep Impact at the same time as Armageddon, and, you know, you had your fucking Twister movies, like your natural disaster movies around the same time. Yeah. Yeah, I really like Black Hawk Down. I think that's a great movie. I think Troy's a great movie as well. And I've learned to like Eric Banner's performance, at least in Troy as Hector. I still find it hard watching him in Black Hawk Down. At the end there, when he's eating the food and he's doing this, like, I can tell that he's doing that because that's how he gets into his American mode. You know what I mean? It's like when I do the Indian accent, I need to wobble my head first. I cannot do it if I don't do it like this. It just doesn't come out the same way. It doesn't do it. So like that for him was a way of him getting into an American accented character. And it was obvious to me watching it. Yeah, it's just war sounded very Australian. I agree. I didn't like his performance in it. I love the movie, but I just don't like Eric Banner's performance in it because as an Australian, I see right through the fake American. Right through it. All right, I need to go to the bathroom and I need to get a drink. I actually had this here, sitting here the whole time closed, but it's now just because it's been sitting here for what, nearly 2 hours. It's not cold anymore. Bom, bom. Bom, bom. Guys, thank you for all the super chats today. You guys have been very generous. And I really appreciate it. And thanks to the members. Thanks to the lurkers. Thanks to the rewatchers. And if you're new here, smash the subscribe button and the like button. You can do them both. One quick, swift movement of the mouse and the click. I'm going to get a drink and I'm going to play you something. Don't go anywhere. We got a good amount of people here today. We got nearly 60 people watching. Thank you. You are welcome. Bad Bill. How are ya? Wesley. Awesome. All right. Let's see. We can't go a stream without Mozza farting, can we?
Oh, Mozza, read that.
So Mozza, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just fart?
Yes, I did. Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime, Mozza.
Question mark.
I think it's bedtime for Mozza. That's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I gotta pee. Oh my god.
All right, now I need to go to the bathroom though. Hold on for me 1 second. We're nearly there. What am I going to play ya? Oh, it's not long enough, but it'll do.
R4. Prepare to jettison the spare part canisters.
Red 2, standing by.
Red 11, standing by.
Red 5, standing by.
Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine is evil! From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Well, then you are lost!
Well, then you are lost. Okay, Tim F. Guys, you guys have been great today. Thank you. SWA, how you doing, brother? How you doing? All right, we got some drinks. It's not fair. Oh. No gold leader for the Y-Wing? No. Well, the Y-Wing, I don't think I had that when I filmed that. I had the little one. Where's the little one? Where's the little one? Oh, it's behind me. Yeah, I don't think I had that. I really want to do a Lego build stream. All your super chats, all your contributions right now are going towards the Minas Tirith Lego set. We got $50 in there so far, and you guys have been very generous today. I'll add it all up and I'll put that aside. Thank you. And I'm guessing we went from 50 to maybe around the 70 mark, something like that, just having a quick scan. So thank you. We've still got $900 to go. 900 Australian dollars to go. But I appreciate it. All right, let's talk about House of the Dragon. Now, it's funny. I was never a Game of Thrones person. I never watched it. I started watching it in recent times. I think I got midway through season 3 or something like that and sort of just fell off. I'll go back to it eventually. I really liked Dunk and Egg. What's that called? The Night. What's it fucking called? Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I liked that show, and I have enjoyed House of the Dragon. That second season, I know that there was writing strike issues and shit like that was happening, and that really did affect the season. I know that there's people out there that know the lore and know the characters and know things way, way more than I do, and they have their thoughts and opinions on all of these things. But all in all, I think that so far, House of the Dragon's been pretty good. It's been okay. It's been okay. Let me bring this up. So let's watch this. They dropped like a teaser. Something.
You believe the dragons alter us in some way?
You now have many dragons. Are you yourself not altered?
My rule was ordained. It was prophesied.
Today, King's Landing receives its queen.
There'll be no doubt who the gods have chosen to rule.
And this is the other thing too, because of the way that second season sort of ended. I feel like this season, well, I don't know the story already. I know there's people out there that know the story already, but there's going to be a lot of action, I feel like, in this season. There's a lot of moving pieces that didn't pay off last season. So check out that's the 3-second mark.
In some way.
Are we talking about them altering them in some way? Again, I've just enjoyed watching it. I think it's been pretty good. And then there was obviously Matt Smith with some comments that I think it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple thing to just sort of respect the fans, and let's just listen to what he says, and then we'll talk about it.
Oh, absolutely. It's
so loud.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about the fans. You know, that's why we're here.
Does it give us context in regards to what the question was? Does Matt Smith care about fan reactions to season 3 of House of the Dragon? I don't know if that's the exact quoted question.
Yeah, that's why we go and work and leave them for 8 months a year. It's, you know, it's never going to appeal to everyone. Everyone has their own opinion, particularly on George's work. But for me personally, it's their show. You know, we make it, we do all that work, and then we hand it over. And I hope it delivers on the scale that that we want it to for them. If it does, if it doesn't, who knows? Only time will tell. But absolutely, it's completely about the fans. It's their show. Oh, absolutely.
Now, I don't know whether or not the person asking the question asked the question trying to, in like a with malice sort of thing, you know, wanted to try and get a clickbaity clip. Well, you got a clickbaity clip. Maybe it wasn't the one that they wanted. Maybe it was the one that they wanted. But it's nice to sometimes hear some of the people that are involved in these shows, movies, whatever, talk about how important the fans are. Now, it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to do it. And also, too, just because an actor comes out and says, yes, it's all about the fans. We're doing this because the fans love it. We're doing this because of that, blah, blah, blah. Is he writing it? Is he directing it? No, it's easy for him to say that. It's actually like one of the easiest possible things that they can say, because they've got plausible deniability in the fact that they get handed a script. They're directed by a director on how to perform in these scenes. And if that's not good enough for the fans, well, then that's not the actor's fault. So yes, while it is nice to hear an actor come out and say, yes, this is all about the fans. We're doing this for the fans. The fans love what we've done so far, which is fantastic, or they've enjoyed what we've done so far, which is fantastic, whatever. You can say it till the fucking cows come home. Let's see it. Let's actually see it. Now, yes, the crazy thing is you're not going to be able to necessarily, like he said, do everything where everybody's going to be happy with everything that you do. But in a sense, it doesn't always necessarily need to be perfect. And a good example of that is actually the Star Wars prequels, because they aren't perfect by any stretch. I'll even admit that, but I still love them, and they still tell a cohesive story from beginning to end, and it still actually ties into the overall story really, really well. You got problems in between all of that. And yeah, you can criticize it until the cows come home, and you can say that it makes it less of a movie, it makes it worse, blah, blah, blah. It does. I don't deny it. Fucking the fireplace scene. The one scene where fucking, what's her name? Natalie Portman looks amazing. I have to skip that scene. I can't watch it. I cringe every time I fucking hear fucking Anakin say, I'm haunted by the kiss I should never have given you, or, you know, whatever. So, yeah, it's nice to hear it. And I hope that this third season can pay off and still be good, and, you know, still be as enjoyable as the I guess the first season was more enjoyable than the second season. But again, we'll see what they do in this third season and how they can actually redeem themselves a little bit after that second one. Yes, that scene is very nice on mute. I agree. Look, the don't like sand. I know it's a bit of a corny and a cringy line, and it's very much a meme and stuff now. I never really cared. I didn't really mind that, like, you know. it's a bit out of place and it's a bit strange, but yeah. Melissa Lord for $10 says, here's $10 for the Legos, Rhino. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. Hot D, season 3 should be better. I agree. It should be. Multiple big battles for this season because there were none last season. Yeah, there was supposed to be one. Like, we're right on the edge of them having a big battle, right? Battle of the Gullet and God's Eye. I don't know what either of those two things are. I have heard of the Battle of the Gullet, but Ballot of the Gullet. And I only heard that because of like watching Gary and Ryan and stuff like that. And I believe that was where we were right up to. Like, that's what the battle is that we're going to basically see right at the beginning of this season. Should be good. Yes, they should be. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate it. It would definitely go towards the Lego set. Appreciate you. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on this really quickly. Again, everything that I go into now, I have to temper my expectations. I have to go into with a bit of cautious optimism. I have to. Because the moment that you start going into stuff just full headstrong, like, yeah, let's go. This is going to be fucking sick. I'm so pumped. This is going to be fucking great. And they disappoint you, which there's inevitably at this point in time, based on the numbers, is going to happen. The odds are in their favor in regards to disappointing you. So let's see. Matt Smith, let's see. I like it. I like Matt Smith as an actor. I think he's actually really good in the things that I've seen him in. Yeah. Let's see if we can put our money where our mouth is, hey? Let's see. We're going to go into it. I want to see your seal clapping emojis in the chat, members. Get them in the chat. Here we go.
I'm all the Jedi.
This week, there are only 2 nominees. The first one goes to Padme's Order. Not Vader's Order, Padme's Order. Because it's just so pathetic. It's so pathetic that this is where Star Wars is now, to the point where this is what Star Wars fans tweet out. Look at Grogu's little hands here. Yeah, I'm all the Jedi. That's why the seals are clapping. So, and look, actually, you know what we're going to do? I did scroll down while we were looking at this. Because I only had 2, I'm going to make it 3. And we're going to put somebody from the comments. And it's just this first one. The cutest little guy. I love. We could almost say, okay. We could almost say number 1 is Padme's Order. Number 2 is Padme's Order's comment section. Dad, put the space van in sports mode. Fuck. Whee! All right, enough of that. So yeah, number 1 is Padme's order. Number 2 is Padme's order's comment section. And number 3 is Jacob. I think we're always going to, I'm saving Jacob's page, and I haven't even picked one. What's this? An hour ago, he tweeted out, we could almost fucking, what it felt like watching the Knicks make, oh no, it's about basketball, using a fucking Star Wars fucking emoji. Oh my God. Retweets and shit. Did we already use this one? Shh, please. We're in the middle of Seal of the Week. Desperately need a Star Wars project set after the events of The Rise of Skywalker about a planet that did not willingly participate in the Battle of Exegol for one reason or another. Oh my God. Like, who thinks about that? Who thinks about that and who wants that? With almost an entire galaxy joining together to stand against Palpatine, I'm really intrigued, by the few planets that chose not to do so. That'll do. Nominee number 3, Jacob. Let me put the poll in the chat, because like I said, I've only got 3. Well, really, it was only 2, but we turned it into 3. Fucking hell. Seal of the Week. 1. So remember, 1 is Padme's order. Number 2 is Padme's order's comment section. If you want to just use that Soph as the one, but they're fucking all. Oh my God. Okay. We know what we're doing. And then Jacob is number 3. We need to add in number 3. Jacob is number 3. Get your votes in, ladies and gentlemen. While we move on to... Where's my shit? Oh, where's my shit? Oh, you gonna do that shit? No, I don't know the words. Here we go. Okay, so there's 2 that we're going to watch. I'm curious on which one you would want to watch first. So we're going to get numbers in the chat. Numbers in the chat for who you would like me to watch first. Now, we might only end up watching one, because one of them's 15 minutes long, and the other one, it's from a live stream, but the segment of them talking about it is... Jesus. Oh, wow. It's the rest of the stream. So it's about 45 minutes. I don't think we could watch all of that, but I'll still give you guys the option. So the 2 that we get to choose from are these guys. So the Escape Pod boys. Or Star Wars Theories review from 2 weeks ago, which I haven't seen. Which is 15 minutes long. So let's say, before you start putting numbers, we'll say that Star Wars Theory is 1 and the Escape Pod Boys is 2. So who would you rather... I personally, just based on time alone, would rather... I actually want to hear what these guys have to say. I'm curious. But I think just based on time, I'd rather Theory. Theory still does videos? Yeah, he still does videos. Oh, Mr. Bantham. These guys are shills. I've loved some of their debate conversations and stuff like that when they do, like, you know, who could beat who in a fight and all of that kind of shit. Yeah, you want theory, you want these guys. Jesus. Moz's review. Did he do a review for it? I doubt it. I very much doubt it. I doubt that he's even seen it. All right. I think we're going to do theory. Yeah, I want to see what the situation is with him glazing Dave. All right. I think the numbers are with theory based on what I've seen so far. It's probably about 50-50. I'm making an executive decision. We are going to watch Theory. And then we might watch a little bit of those other guys anyway. See how we're going. 2 hours, just over the 2 hour mark. We can go a bit longer. All right. Let me know if there is no audio here, guys.
The Mandalorian and Grogu, my review.
My review. Do you have audio? Mandalorian and Grogu, my review.
You're expecting to see something that's groundbreaking, that breaks into the lore of Star Wars, that goes heavy into the weeds. You're not going to see that. If you're expecting to see Mando and...
I'm curious in regards to what people's expectations are of Star Wars. He says right at the beginning of this review that if you're expecting groundbreaking, into the weeds, blah, 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 you're not going to get that. What are we expecting out of Star Wars, guys? I would at least still expect some sort of connections. I would expect lore and canon to really be prevalent within the plot. There's nothing in this.
Grogu in a galaxy far, far away, you will see that. If you're expecting to see a continuation of this story, maybe a major cliffhanger, something that really draws the stakes, you won't see that. If you're expecting to take your kids to this and have a great time, bond with them, get some ice cream after, you will experience that. You will have that. Is this peak? No, not in my opinion. This is just a Mando and Grogu story. This is a side mission quest, maybe 4 to...
I hate... This is where I'm like, I really can't stand guys like Theory, is that it is really fence riding. Is it peak? No. How does he go into that?
No, not in my opinion. This is just a Mando and Grogu story.
It's just a Mando and Grogu story. No, it's not even a Mando and Grogu story. I almost called him Filoni. Theory. It's not even a Mandalorian and Grogu story. There is no fucking story. It's a convoluted mess of a plot with characters in it. Figures.
There's a side mission quest, maybe 4 to 6 episodes, squished into a theatrical budget movie. That's it. Music, peak. Sound effects, peak. Skywalker sound.
Oh, man. Music wasn't peak. It's the constant thing that we get from these people. I don't know how else to fucking, whether or not they're fucking fence riders or full on fucking Disney shills. It looked good. It sounded great. It's the visuals and the audios. That's it. And I completely disagree. What are we talking about? You had fucking, at the very opening fucking scene, it's all fucking this tense music while Mando's fucking doing his shit. And then it gets to Grogu. The droid finally catches up to where Grogu is, and Grogu pops out, and then it's this fucking fantasy goo goo gaga music. Are we fucking serious? This is Star Wars. without the music, Star Wars doesn't even tell a fucking story.
ILM, they do an amazing job no matter what. Story-wise, no, it's not going to push the characters. It doesn't take them anywhere we haven't seen them before. There's nothing groundbreaking. There's nothing to do with the Force or Jedi or Sith. It's not that. Don't expect it to be that. It's not that. This is a cute story of Mando and Grogu. That's all. There is nothing wildly beyond that. So now that we got that out of the way, so don't waste your time, we're going to get into the weeds of what this movie is about. So I'm going to give a real quick sort of synopsis here, and I can get into a deeper one in another video somewhere. But essentially, Mando is hired to do a mission. He's supposed to get a Imperial warlord, leader, commander, officer type deal, right? The Empire, of course, is dead, but there are still some loyalists out there that are very loyal to the Empire. And they are still trying to band together whoever they can to make the Empire continue to exist. Meanwhile, there are factions in the galaxy, such as crime syndicates, such as the Hutts, such as other beings, gangs, whatever it might be, that are trying to collect that vacuum of power that the Emperor has now left after his death. Well, somehow, until he returns.
Somehow Palpatine returns.
So Mando is hired by the New Republic.
I find it funny that in Theory's videos, he can still poke fun and tell jokes about how shit Disney Star Wars is, while in the same video, in some way, shape, or form, for want of a better way of saying it, praises Disney Star Wars. It's mind blowing, really is. I got to speed this up even more.
To be a Mando, to find who this guy is, to get this Imperial leader. But
that's the bit that I was
because he doesn't know the
That's the bit that I was talking about. This droid finally catches up to Grogu, and the music changes so dramatically.
Get this Imperial leader. But he can't because he doesn't know the information or his whereabouts or anything like that. But there is someone who does. Side quest time. So who does? It is the brother and sister Hutts from the Book of Boba Fett that we saw. Mando has to go to Nal Hutta, to their palace, talks to them. They say, hey, I'll give you the information you want, but you have to do something for us. Our nephew, Rada the Hutt, Jabba the Hutt's son, which we saw in the Clone Wars as a little baby, he was rescued by Ahsoka and Anakin, and is being held captive as a gladiator from a years. He got into it with the wrong sorts, and we need you to rescue him. Mando says, okay, fine, you'll give me the information. They say yes, and we'll give you a lot of credits too. She says, okay. So he goes to, I think the planet was Scarada, which was a dope world. It kind of looked like Nar Shaddaa, or what I think it would be, and just kind of a place of like scum and villainy a little bit. I would have liked to see more aliens walking around there, but I guess they were saving it for the gladiator scene. So then Mando goes to the arena, watches Rada absolutely dismantle.
Yeah, see, this is the thing with Theory as well, is like he'll skip over the obvious like stupidity within sort of certain scenes. Yeah, it was really cool seeing him go there. He walked up, doesn't talk about how he goes up to that other fucking character where he shows him walking up to that food stall thing or whatever. And, you know, the poster's right there on the wall. He would have walked past a million of them with Rada the Hutt written all over them. You know, and he pays up, gives up all these credits. Just the stupidity of like the character work and the way the characters interact within the universe is pathetic, to the point where he has to ignore the stupidity of the writing and the way the characters are portrayed within the scenes to just skip. Oh, so yeah, see how quickly he goes past. He came to the planet and he didn't negotiate or he didn't do any of that stuff, because that stuff is complete crap, really, and unnecessary, to the point where it almost just feels like they've had to put it in there just to pad the time in regards to him being on the planet. But then he talks and goes straight to him going to the pits, you know, him going to the gladiator pits.
These other monsters, and then goes and visits him in his cell after the show. And Rada's getting a massage. Obviously, he's very well taken care of because he makes him a lot of money because he's a badass. He's a savage. He wins. Mando says, I'm here to save you. Rada says, no, I don't want to be saved. This is the only place where I feel like I get respected because I'm tired of living in my daddy's shadow, Jabba the Hutt. And this is the place where I've earned my keep. And I have one more fight tomorrow, and then I am a free slug. And so Mando says, no, I got to take you. So he tries to go and buy out Rada.
It's so stupid. Rada doesn't want to go. But he's going to be free after one more fight. Like the whole premise of the fucking plot, again, skips over the stupidity of the writing. Completely naive to it. Selectively naive to it.
Rada's contract, and the guy says, well, no, because it's going to be a fixed fight. I'm going to have Rada killed, and a lot of people are betting on that, because I'm going to essentially turn it into a Dedrick match where it's like the chessboard that we saw in episode 4, where they're just going to throw monster.
Yeah, and they do exactly that.
After monster at Rada until he's dead. And Mando's like, okay, so he leaves, tells Rada this, and Rada is like, nah, I don't believe you. Doesn't matter. This is my glory. This is where I get my attention. Calls the guards on Mando. They release a smoke that puts Mando to sleep, which made no sense because Mandalorians have a filter in their helmet.
Hey, at least he recognized something doesn't make sense.
Toxins and things like that. That doesn't make sense. But whatever. Then Mando wakes up in a cell and the door opens and he is supposed to fight Rada.
I'm curious by the time we get to the end of him talking about all of this, what he sort of gives it.
In the arena, beats him. Then all of the monsters come in. They try to kill all of them. Mando and Rada have to team together, fight them all. Eventually, all of the monsters escape, and it's pandemonium in the arena. At the end of it, I'm giving you the rundown. Mando takes Rada in, and then on the Razor Crest, which Mando now has a new Razor Crest ship, courtesy of the New Republic, Rada says, don't take me back because my aunt and uncle want to kill me because I'm the heir to Jabba's throne, and if I'm out of the way, then they're the only ones that are the...
And this is the thing, too, is, again, like somebody that, you know, he's watched all the Disney Plus shows and everything. Everybody seemed to forget that the Twin Hutts didn't even really want, in the Book of Boba Fett, didn't even really want Jabba's territory and ended up leaving it with Boba. Rada's not even a part of the picture. If Rada the Hutt wants fucking Jabba's territory, he's got to go and take it off of fucking Boba now. Did we just forget that theory?
Mando believes him and says, but I need to bring you back because I got to find the information of this Imperial warlord leader guy that I got to get. And this is where the story really, for me, I'm just like, I was grinning up until then. It was fun and entertaining and great. And then you just had to just make it so lame. Then you just had to take the galaxy and just condense it and just...
Dude, it was lame from the fucking opening scene. It was lame from the very beginning. The fact that you got to this point and then it became lame just shows how naive you actually are to the bullshit within the fucking... You're trying to give this so much hopium and copium from yourself because of the involvement of Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau. I don't know. Or maybe it is just purely on the fact that your entire life and career right now has to revolve around Star Wars, and the health of Star Wars needs to at least be... There needs to be at least be some sort of hope out there, right? For you to continue selling your sabers and you continue doing what you're actually doing.
I did not vibe with it at all with this move. So then Rada says, oh, well, that's the same guy who had my contract. The same guy that Mando went to buy his contract from and said that, hey, no, why don't you keep those credits, put it on Rada dying because I'm going to rig the whole match and kill him. What the... So now we got to go back, try to find this dude. And dude, I was just like, I think it would have been much better if we would have had a new guy, maybe someone who's a loyalist of Thrawn, maybe someone who was above Moff Gideon, something that's just more rooted in, holy shit, this guy's a big deal. And his bodyguard would have been Embo, who we're about to see anyways, and blah, blah, blah.
So, like, his problem is the fact that the guy that he was looking for on his card was the actual leader and the guy that was going to kill Rada the Hutt. That's where he thinks that it became lame. And it would have been better if it was just somebody actually else. So if it was somebody else, you know,
Wow. Okay, cool. That would have been sick. But now that they said, oh, it's the same guy. Oh, okay. What are the chances? Very convenient. So then, long story short, Mando gets the guy. It was pretty easy. He gets him with Zeb and Rada helping him out. Then he sets Rada free, gets a gunner for Rada to take him out of the system and keep him in hiding, essentially away from his aunt and uncle from the Hutts. They take Rada away. All is well. That night, Embo comes in. Embo we saw in the Clone Wars. I'll also be making some lore videos on him. So it's kind of fun to get to make some lore videos on Hutts and, you know, this and that, which is great. But back to the movie. Embo captures Mando. Obviously, he's more skilled and then takes him into Nal Hutta, takes him into the Hutts. And we see that Rada is also there captured and being tortured.
Sorry, I missed this before. Super chat from Megator for £2 says Nolan was originally hired to direct Troy and all. Really?
And so the Hutts say that you thought you could betray us, removes his helmet, throws him into not a Rancor pit, but a dragon snake pit. This thing was freaking huge. This is the same species of, remember that thing that went by Luke's leg in The Empire Strikes Back? That's the same sort of thing. That's the same species as a dragon snake. And then we also saw it with Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Clone Wars when they were searching for Zero the Hutts. Lo and behold, Mando kills the first wave of creatures and then the Hutts throw him.
Yeah, see, it's another thing that Dave Filoni just does his own, like, knows his own shit and just brings that stuff into something like this.
his helmet because they're like, oh, good job, you entertained us. Here's your prize. Puts his helmet back on as he's fighting the second wave, which is the final boss. It's very video gamey, and this is the dragon snake. Eventually, Grogu shows up with the Anzellans through a pipe, blows it open. Mando escapes, but not before getting a bite from the dragon snake, and he's now poisoned. They go through the forest. The Anzellans go. Grogu stays, finds Mando somewhere in the forest as he's like dying from the poison. Grogu heals his wound, but Mando's still dying from the poison, so he throws all of these leaves over him to kind of protect him. Then goes off to find some food, and it's this lizard guy chilling in this rocking chair. I guess just some dude that lives on the planet, and he's got fish. And so Grogu eats one of them. Next night comes back, and the guy's like, "You're the one stealing my fish." And so Grogu then starts eating fish with him, and the guy's friendly. He's fine. Embo comes by. Grogu hides for a second, and Embo informs this dude that Mando and Grogu have escaped the huts, that Mando is poisoned from a dragon snake, and if you see anything, let me know, and takes off. So the lizard guy says, "Here, take this." Very video game-esque. Crushes a bunch of like herbs and stuff together, and berries, and then gives it to Grogu.
Yeah, and it's funny that Embo's the one that tells him that fucking, because Grogu can't speak. So fucking stupid.
Goes and gives it to Mando. Mando is fine. Wakes up the next morning. Very sweet line that stuck with me. The old take care of the young take care of the old. Very true. Very sad. Very life. And then Mando and Grogu, as you would imagine, went back to the huts. They save Rada, and it's a brawl. Mando fights Embo. Rada fights his aunt uncle. And at the end of the fight, except for Mando and Grogu, they all fall into the dragon snake pit. And Grogu is using the Force to lift Rada the Hutt in the air and into safety. So then they all get out of there with the help of the New Republic, who show up. The bombers come in. They blow up the palace. They take Grogu, Mando, and Rada back to the base, the New Republic base. And Rada starts working for the New Republic with Zeb. So that's that. Everyone is happy, happily ever after. Mando and Grogu jump into the new Razor Crest. It was gifted to them and blast off in hyperspace. That's it. Overall, no real character progression, no actual depth, nothing changed, no new stakes, no high stakes. It was really just a side quest, a fun side quest. So if you're interested in seeing something that's very lore-driven or heavy, you're not going to see that here. Don't expect to see that. If you're expecting to see something that's just a fun adventure side quest that really is meaningless, that doesn't mean much, you don't have to watch it, then you're going to enjoy this. Sure, no problem. It felt like a few side episodes squinched together with a theatrical budget for The Mandalorian. So you remember, like, I think it was in season 2, we had the ice spider with the frog lady and all that. Like, it kind of felt like that. It was really like that. And then you get on to, you continue the main quest, the main story, why we're all here. And yeah, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, there's nothing to hate on, and there's nothing to be like,
that's so not true.
Oh my God, wow, Star Wars is like, it was just another Mando episode, really, to be realistic. So the fact that it was on the big screen is the only real hoopla, is the only difference here. Frankly, I feel like Star Wars movies should really leave a huge impact, and just like first 6 films or Rogue One. But I feel like it was a cute tale that didn't leave you with much at the end. You didn't leave the theater feeling like, holy shit, that was heavy. Like, that was really inspiring. It was just like a uplifting. They started how they ended.
You don't think that after being away from the theaters for as long as they have been, you wouldn't think that, and with how bad Star Wars is talked about within the fucking culture zeitgeist, you don't think that it would be possibly a better idea to actually do something that is like mind-blowingly fucking like huge? The thing is that they can't do anything mind-blowingly huge. They can't even do something simple. They can't even do a basic story that doesn't tie into everything, proven by this fucking movie.
They ended how they started.
You must be very proud.
Fine. The only thing they added was a new character to the mix, Rada the Hutt, who is now a card that they could throw in.
Patrick T asked for $5. Serious question. Does anybody read Joseph Campbell anymore? No. I never know with you, Russell. You say serious question. Oh, like the hero's journey and stuff like that. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, no, probably not. Probably not. Well, no, they're definitely not, actually. Because, how old was Joseph Campbell. Born 1904. Died in 1987. Dude, he's an old racist white guy. No, I know. Joseph Campbell was George Lucas's inspiration for Star Wars. Yeah, no, they don't. They don't. They don't even understand like the basics behind storytelling, which obviously Joseph Campbell did a good job of documenting how to tell a good story like that. Thank you, Patrick. But no, they don't.
mix and he can be in one of the shows or something like that. And I like Rada. I think he's a fun addition. I think he's cool, but not necessary, you know? So I do think that there were a lot of different angles they could have taken this. I think they could have set this up for some bigger stake, something that would make you wonder, right? Now, I don't wonder anything. There's it, you know, end of season 3, they kicking their feet up. End of season 4, they blasted off into hyperspace with no plan, no mission, nothing looming, no threat, nothing. But at this point, Thrawn is around. We know that everything is going to be happening with the Ahsoka show and Ahsoka season 2 and all that. None of this leads into any of that. There's no hint. This is just set off in its own little corner, in its own little world. It doesn't matter. And I feel like reducing the contract owner of Rada as a gladiator into the same guy who's the Imperial that they're looking for just really shrunk the galaxy together. Like, it just, I feel like there's so much more they could have done with that. And I would have liked to have seen that. Up until that point, man, I was having a good time. I'm like, this is actually great. This is really fun. But after that, I was like, huh, okay, well, that's that, I guess. Another cute Mando and Grogu tale.
Disney,
so
Star
judging on that,
Wars,
based on that, it is what it is. And there really isn't anything else to say about it. No? If you like Mando and Grogu, you're going to enjoy this. If you're looking for something revolutionary, something.
I think that if you liked Mandalorian and Grogu season 1 and season 2, and whether or not you liked or disliked season 3, you're not going to, well, that's stupid to say that you're not going to like this. You are. You're going to just do what everybody else fucking does.
That, you know, raises the stakes, forget about it. It's not happening yet.
So forget about it, Kevin.
Now, I will say this, that with The Mandalorian and Grogu being the first film after 7 years, I think we should have gotten something that would have been a little more high stakes. But in order to do that, we would have had to have a proper layout and organization of shows leading to that.
So what you're saying is that there's no, like, actual structure or organization in the Star Wars universe to the point where, so what difference does it make whether or not they tell a fucking story that's in the fucking broader story? What is the broader story of Star Wars right now? I'm curious. Any of these Disney shills, seals, fucking Star Wars theory, answer this question for me. What is the actual overall story right now and plot of the Star Wars universe based on where we are in the story? I mean, you can't even make sense of where we are in the story because Mandalorian season 1 takes place 5 years or something after Return of the Jedi. And then when you search when this movie takes place, it takes place in the same fucking year. Despite the fact that you've had 3 seasons of The Mandalorian in time-wise and the 2 years that he spent in the Book of Boba Fett with Luke. But yet, like, you know, you do a search. You tell me. You tell me what you discover about how messy and how fucking retarded Disney Star Wars actually is.
Boba Fett should have been properly done with the characters leading to a different point, and Ahsoka show and Mando.
The only continuity is Theory's pink lighting. Yeah.
Season 3, and all of them could converge into this movie. Peak. That would have been great, but we didn't get that, right? There was a lot of mismanaged stuff. The movie in general, with that reversal of, oh, it's the same guy. The contract guy is the Imperial guy. Disjointed for me. It was just like, okay. So I think overall that a lot of you will enjoy The Mandalorian and Grogu. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine. So with that being said, I give this really a 5 out of 10, and that's simply because it literally lands right in the middle. It is not bad.
I don't think it's mid at all. And you've said that things are mid. You've actually criticized shows on Disney Plus heavier than you've criticized this movie and given them 7 to 9s out of 10.
It is not good. It's just Mando and Grogu doing a side.
Can I ask you as well, Theory, are you giving this a 5 out of 10 based on your 0 to 10 scaling system of only judging this based on other Star Wars IPs and mainly only Disney Star Wars IPs? Is that how you're judging it? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and check out one of my videos. Just type in Star Wars Theory, do a search. Fucking Mauler and fucking Rhino take fucking shreds off this guy because he's so fucking retarded.
Quest mission. It's really all that can be said about it. So yeah, no hate, no love. Just, okay, yeah, we've gotten these a million times. Now to the response that it's nice to get Star Wars on the big screen again. Always. It is always great to get Star Wars on the big screen. In fact, I think Star Wars should live on the big screen. I'm not a fan of these shows.
I hate them.
I think they are diluted. I think they're just corporate crap that just extend a story out that could have been told in 2 to 3 episodes. Like
that's why you've given the majority of your fucking the ratings on all the shows that you've watched, like I said, 7s or higher. Nearly everything. I think the only thing that he's given less than a 7 is The Acolyte. It's the only thing that I think that he's given less than a 7.
movie, for example, this movie, if they had turned this into a season, would have ran for 2 months at 1 episode a week, 8 episodes long. I think that they would have stretched it out. And in the end, we would have been like, all right, what did we really get here? So I do think that Star Wars, no matter what, does belong on the big screen, except for animated. I think the animated shows absolutely slap, like Clone Wars, like Maul, Tales of the Jedi. I think those do really well as a show. But everything else live action, I think those should always be movies, because you just have corporations that come in and take a story that could be 2 hours long, they make it 15 hours long, and turn it into...
love grinding on that Filoni dick, don't you? You really do. I don't get it. I don't get it, because Disney fucking Star Wars is shit all over fucking you, dude. You better not share your emotions again. Better not cry about Star Wars again. I know it wasn't Dave Filoni that said it, but fuck, man. Kind of wish it was. You'd still fucking be slopping on that fucking thing.
This like drawn out crap that you don't need, and then you get filler episodes that really don't mean anything. That's it. That's my review. 5 out of 10. Don't hate it. Don't love it. Literally just a, all right, whatever. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.
Trying dick faggot. All right. So that's theory down. All right, let's wrap up the poll though really quickly, shall we? Let's see. How do we go for votes here? Oh, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. We're going to wrap up the poll though, right about now, because we've got a nice separation. Hey, I think he's finally got one. All right. Where are my results? So this week in last place was the chat, was the comment section of the tweet with 21% of the vote. With 32% of the vote was Padme's order. And the winner, finally you got one, Jacob. The winner of this week with 47% of the vote is J.I. Jacob. Congratulations, Jacob. You are this week's Seal of the Week. All right. I think... Let me just go back a little bit here. We're just going to watch a little bit of these guys. I want to at least see if they're talking positively or negatively about Mandalorian and Grogu, because I am really curious. He is wearing a Mandalorian t-shirt. They do have Grogu posters and shit like that. I don't know what this... It's so funny that, like, I've seen these guys do clips and have chats on, like, Marvel and DC characters and stuff like this. I have very rarely seen them have conversations in regards to Star Wars. But yeah, let's take a listen.
I mean, it's better than some of the things that we've gotten on Disney Plus before.
Oh, hang on, we're not. I thought we were. Let's see.
I hadn't seen Punisher: One Last Kill yet, and that was the Disney Plus side of the MCU.
Hang on.
Yeah, world, but it's
hard.
Certainly not the worst. It's
No,
definitely a
no,
net
no.
positive.
Yeah, I mean, compare it to full-length
maybe they
TV
were
shows that they've
performing
released
at-
on there. But I mean, it's better than some of the things.
On to our review of The Mandalorian and Grogu. This will be absolutely no
Spoiler-free.
spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler-free.
They talked
our
about it
spoiler
from there to the
review
end of the stream.
will be on our
No
Patreon
spoilers.
episode this Friday. But then don't worry, for those of you that are not patrons, our spoiler review will be attached to our next week's episode. We just refuse to do spoilers before the movie comes out.
4 days early. Yeah, no,
we're not doing that. So that's the plan. That's the play. Here are our scores for The Mandalorian and Grogu. Out of 10, the film. 3, 2, 1.
7.
7 out of 10.
Wow. No. 7. How do you give this movie a 7? I mean, again, as I've mentioned, you take this movie out of the Star Wars universe, and it's a shit fucking movie. It's a shit plot. It's a shit story. It's so boring and so lame and so quiet and so ridiculous. Okay, I've got to say, the only thing that they can say that this movie's got going for it is the audio and the visuals. I got to hear more.
Despite the fact that I gave Send Help a 9 out of 10. Gave Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die an 8 out of 10. Mandalorian Grogu is my favorite movie of the year. I don't care.
What? Okay, I think these guys just lost a fan in me. That's retarded. That's retarded. My film of the year right now is Project Hail Mary. It's got to be, so far. And I don't think there's anything that's going to come out that's going to beat that. Not even Doomsday. But that is a hot take.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I do agree with you. I have some other movies ranked a little bit higher, but on my list of the year, Mandalorian and Grogu will be higher than some of them.
Sorry,
like it's gonna be over Sin Help, even though I might give Sin Help like an 8.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sorry, watching Star Wars on the big screen in IMAX, that'll do it for me. It's my favorite franchise. It always has been my favorite franchise.
And you clearly have no idea anything about your favorite franchise. How old are these guys? These guys have grown up in this era of Disney slop, haven't they? Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that these guys are so happily fucking just what the fuck, man?
And I'm not afraid to acknowledge that the movie isn't perfect.
It's definitely not perfect.
I'm ready to share my honest criticisms during this review, but I'd also be being extremely dishonest if I said that my experience watching The Mandalorian and Grogu last night wasn't the best time I had in a theater in 2026.
An empty theater, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's fun.
Yep.
It's fun.
It definitely.
I don't know if I can watch
like
this.
A few episodes of the TV show. Kind of.
If they slobber all of this thing for 45 fucking minutes, no spoilers, and just slobbering the cock of this fucking movie, I'm sorry, I can't. That's just pathetic. That's pathetic. This guy's just said that it's the movie of the year for him. Are you kidding? Are you 2? And the reason why I didn't say 5 is because a 5-year-old can see how bad this fucking movie is.
Put together.
I agree.
And that means that there are some positives and some negatives as a result of that. You want to do positives first? You want to do positives first?
We can do positives first. What's your biggest positive?
I was going in expecting an 8 out of 10. So, maybe I was just a little bit higher on it. I wasn't letting all the negativity beforehand bring me down. So it was a little bit lower than I was expecting. But I still had a good time with it. So if you like the show, there are definitely things in this movie that you'll like. Because I know some people were worried about that. Like, it does feel like a few episodes of the show put together. But that brings out some positives. So, the main one, it's a Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So if you like them,
the positive is that if you like if you like the shows, you're going to like this. Just because it's the same fucking characters, it's a completely different story. That doesn't equate. That doesn't add up. That's a positive. Okay.
You get Mando's awesome action and aura and presence and everything. You get Grogu being cute and cute little baby Yoda. You get their back and forth. You get their relationship, him being a dad, him being the baby. Like you get all that. That's wholesome relationship. You get that throughout the movie, and it's fun. So, that's my first positive is what made the show popular. Is
very much in here.
Yeah, they don't shy away from it.
It's actually not. That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing is what made the show popular, despite how I felt about it. You want to say those elements are in this movie? That's not true. The only same things that are in this movie that made the first season, let's say, popular is Mando's in it and Grogu's in it. It's so actually like, I don't know. To me, this guy here has basically just admitted that no matter what he says moving forward after his opening statement there is meaningless to anybody else but him. Because it's his favorite franchise. No matter what happens with Star Wars, I'm going to love it. It's the Star Wars goggles on, exactly how I was for The Force Awakens and shit like that, right? It's Star Wars. I have to love it. There's no way that I can't not like this because it's Star Wars. That's how I see what he said at the beginning there.
Ludwig's score is a 10 out of 10.
Yep, have that written down.
The Mandalorian.
the score is fucking one of the worst scored fucking Star Wars movies, let alone movies I've ever seen.
And Grogu. It is unbelievable. I want to say something negative about Ludwig van Göransson because Ludwig Göransson, excuse me, he's a legend. I shouldn't be doing this.
Just call him Ludwig.
Ludwig.
We're on a first name basis.
You're a goat. Come on the show. But the thing with Ludwig is I'm getting a little concerned because he is so good. He did such a great job. Obviously won the Oscar for Oppenheimer, won an Oscar for Sinners. I don't know if you know this. He won an Oscar for Black Panther. He has 3 Oscars, which matches John Williams' 3 Oscars.
Okay, let's calm down.
Thank you so much. Because not only did Ludwig do this score, which is the best score I've heard in a movie this year, but he's also doing the score for the Odyssey.
Oh my gosh.
That could
he's gonna fucking great. He's gonna do the score for the most fucking woke film I think we've ever seen brought to fucking life.
Easily win best score.
Yeah.
And so my concern is Ludwig having more Oscars than John Williams this early in his career is stressing me out, ladies and gentlemen.
John Williams only has 3 Oscars. That seems like the most egregious thing I've ever heard in my life.
I know, but they only gave him Star Wars the first time. They should have given it to him.
He's got 5.
John Williams? Not for score.
He's got 4 for score: Jaws, New Hope, E.T., and Schindler's List.
Huh.
And then he's got 1 for best scoring, adaptation, and original song score for Fiddler on the Roof in 1971. But he's had 54 nominations. Go F yourself, Academy. Give this man some more Oscars. Maybe this is wrong.
Is that AI? It's the AI overview.
No, Wikipedia says it.
Okay. No, then I'm wrong. Lovely. All right, I'm thrilled to hear that.
Wikipedia says it. So, okay, I'm wrong. It's fucking these people that trust in Wikipedia so much. I mean, it's probably true, but still.
That. Never mind.
Where'd you get the number 3?
Throw that whole... I didn't know he won for E.T. I thought it was just Schindler's, Jaws and Star Wars. How crazy that he didn't win for Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that's...
How disgusting is that?
Oh, that's gross. That's gross. That's gross.
I think the score for The Mandalorian and Grogu was shit.
I know.
This is the thing about watching the stream. Like, they go off on different conversations like this. Let's go a little bit more.
I don't like that.
I know.
He has the nominations in the best wins. Okay.
Back to Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah,
Ludwig's score is a 10 out of 10. It's unbelievable because it's so distinct. It's
Later,
so
Patrick.
unique. It's unlike any other Star Wars score, but it is still so John Williams inspired. It feels so right in the universe.
And it's so Mandalorian. Like you know, obviously it's the do 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 is very popular, but you get that throughout the movie in different ways.
Yep.
You know, there's like a softer version when that's happening, but when there's
I'm sorry, guys. I can't. It's a bit like the fucking... What's her name? Louise Julie. Like, once these guys say they both give it a 7 out of 10, they're both fucking jizzing all over this fucking movie, and it's a shit movie. Like I said, out of the Star Wars universe, it's a shit movie. In the Star Wars universe, it's a shitter movie. You know, these people choose to ignore the fact that Grogu jumps into a pram and it turns into a rocket ship. These people choose to ignore that the premise of the story of like him having to find out who the blank dude on the card is, and then him going to the Hutts and the Hutts sending him, and he doesn't want to leave, but he's got one more fight, but he's going to get killed. And then it turns out that he saves him, but that's the guy that he originally wants. So they go back, like the whole fucking story is just, I don't know. And these guys just drooling all over it. I'm sorry, I'm not watching any more of that. They disgust me. They disgust me. But that's it. We are all done. There isn't any more. Save Stargate, ladies and gentlemen. Put a tweet out if you haven't. Tag Amazon Studio and fucking Prime Video and Amazon and all of them. Let them know your displeasure. And the only reason why I'm jumping on this bandwagon kind of thing now is because if we don't, it's kind of like what Michael Shanks said. If we don't do this now, when there's people involved and there's people that have done it before that want to actually do it, and then they get rid of those people and then they get people in that don't give a fuck about Stargate, then it will truly be all over for Stargate. But can we talk about something else like Sweeney's boobs or Stargate? Sweeney's boobs are fucking great, aren't they? She's so hot. She is. Michael Shanks just put a tweet out 2 hours ago saying hashtag save Stargate. Just put a tweet out saying that. I'm going to retweet that. Awesome. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. It's been awesome. Thanks to everyone for the super chat and the support tonight. You guys have been the best. I really appreciate it. Like I said, all of that will go towards the Lego Minas Tirith set so that we can do a build stream. It's always a lot of fun doing those streams, especially when they're a big set, because they take a while. So we get to just hang out and chat and talk. And sometimes we might get a guest or two that'll come on and just hang out and chill, which will be good. So thank you again to the lurkers and the rewatchers. We will see you later, and thank you for being here. Smash the like button on your way out. Yes, we will see you on Flashcast this weekend for another awesome stream over there. And don't forget to pay your dues. Don't forget to pay your dues. All right, guys, let me find my fucking clips here. Oh, hang on. Is there anybody streaming right now? Let's see. Let's see. We rated Phil, I think, last week. He might... Yeah, Phil is streaming. All right, hold on a second. Let me just set up the raid really quickly. Save. Booyah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for hanging out. It was awesome. Thank you. We'll see you next week for another Casual Rage, and we'll see you on the weekend for another Flashcast. Take care. Peace.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt! Put a ticket in and make her name it gay!
Oh, Mozart, read that. Mozart, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just fart?
Yes, I did. Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime, Mozart.
Question mark.
I think it's bedtime for Mozart. That's
That's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I can't be! Oh my god!
A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
No, what is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like dusting crops, kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. They're bounce into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
It'd be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're gonna lose your deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking very caution.
You go away.
We bounced too near a supermarket?